what is up? Yo, I'm in the driver's seat today, yo. Yeah. So, man, it was crazy, y'all. Man, dog, it was crazy, man. I had a lot of downloads between yesterday and today, right? So the downloads that I saw, it was like there was this man who was on like his knees praying to God. He was all black, but it was like he was filling in with white, real light. It was real light. You know what I'm saying? So whoever was doing like spiritual work, black magic, whatever, or soul, whatever, they out here, they praying like a motherfucker, man. Not only that, they probably been doing like some spiritual work or whatever, non-spell spiritual work out here. Damn. And then too, I saw like this big ass like smoke. It was like this big ass, like, cause like I said, I read the clouds, right? So it was like this big ass smoke screen, right? And behind the smoke screen, I saw the Five of Cups, which was a person standing there with their head down, looking at the ground. Depression energy, right? Now, while this person was depressed, what I saw was it was like a big ass dragon. You know what I'm saying? It was like, like Dracon. The vibe that I get is like Leviathan, Draconian magic, whatever it was. So whatever this spirit, this person was working with, especially if it was Draconian. Also a part of the church of, Luciferian church or whatever. Or even if it was like Leviathan, you know what I'm saying? It was like this person was in despair or regretted working with this entity, right? So basically, I'm gonna give you the breakdown on what was going on, okay? So when I was young, like all of this shit that's happening now, I had like a dream about this shit before before all of this shit happened, okay? And this is crazy as hell, but I'm gonna tell you what happened, okay? So when I was about 15, 16 years old, right? I like between the ages of like, I want to say, like between, I would say 14, 15, between that and like 19 years old, I had got 3 messages. I had something visit me 3 times, right? The first message that I got, it was like, I heard somebody whispering in my ear, right? And it said, the very first message was, all the money, right? So I was like 14 or 15 years old. It was like, I heard some whisper like, all the money. Like that, right? And I'm like, man, what the fuck? What do all the money mean? What the fuck? So then, like a year or 2 later, I don't remember what I was doing, but I heard something else whisper, the same voice whisper in my ear. It was like, all the girls. Like that, like all the girls, right? And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, man, this is some crazy ass shit, right? So then, the last message that I got from it was, your soul. And I'm just like, no. Man, I heard that shit. I said, the fuck, no. Like, who the fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? So also around that time, I had a dream about being attacked also, okay? That's about, like I said, about 15, 16 years old. I had a dream that it was 3 people. It was an older woman. At the time, she was Caucasian woman. She had red hair that looked like, she looked like she was naturally red hair, but also that she dyed her hair red, okay? To give it that red flare, more of a flare, okay? She had a daughter and she had a son. They both were, like I said, Caucasian, freckled. The boy had freckles and he had red hair. You know what I'm saying? He was Caucasian. So then there was the girl. She looked like she was I want to say that she was like the baby or something like that. But you could tell that she was kind of like the second in command, though, right? So from the course of when I was like 15, 16 to like, you know, like in my probably about 25, 26, before the spiritual warfare stuff started, I had dreams about, you know, fighting with them in various ways. And finally one day I had a dream that I finally got a hold to the sun and I killed him, right? So not long after that, it was like a couple months went by, or maybe like a year, almost 2 years went by. And finally the daughter came in my dream and I ended up killing her in the dream too, right? So the only person that was left was the mother. The mother got away, okay? So the reason why I'm telling you all of this is because I don't know if you guys been going through well, more than likely you guys been going through spiritual warfare too. But I know that in a lot of the readings lately, it's been about someone selling their soul and all of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there was quite a few readers talking about this person who was doing black magic on you, who was doing black magic on me, and, you know, this is someone who sold their soul for power, or they sold their souls. Most of the readers are saying for power, you know, for power and fame, money and fame and wealth and all of that, right? But the thing is that they got played, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not that they didn't become famous. The thing is that technically all the stuff that this person is doing right now is coming out in the open. Like the whole paranormal, whole psychic world is lit up with this person's secrets, or these people's secrets. You see what I'm saying? Because of that, guess what? They're becoming what? Famous. These people, whoever this is, they're becoming famous. And that's why, you know, it's best not to go into deals and shit with the devil or other entities and stuff like that. Because this person probably asked for money and power and fame and stuff like that. They probably asked for it in exchange for, you know, their light. And the entity that they talked with may probably make them famous, or is going to make them famous, but for the wrong shit. Because if you think about it, there's people out here who's famous for doing something good. There's people out here who's famous for doing what they, you know, like a hobby or something, like something creative. But there's also people out here who are famous for things, for being fools, or being foolish, or doing things that they shouldn't have done. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, like who was that? I forgot who it was, but they say you can learn a lot from a fool. You know what I'm saying? It was either Socrates, Aristotle, or Plato, one of them. But they said you can learn a lot from a fool, but a fool can't learn anything from you. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what happened here, okay? So not only did they like become famous for the wrong shit, they probably sold their souls also for fortune, right? Thinking money, wealth, health, you know what I'm saying? Thinking in that terms. Well, they didn't say if it was going to be good fortune or bad fortune. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, for good fortune and always to have money or always to be rich. Just to always have money means that you can always have $5 in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? And that satisfies the arbitration. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, well, technically you're not broke. You still got $5. And then you go spend that $5 on like a scratch-off ticket and you win $2 back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was crazy, man. It's wild. I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess my big thing is that I'm just disappointed that somebody would stoop that low to try to destroy your life or mine. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, like, if with all the readings that's been going on, this person is getting ready, got STDs, is, you know, spells are backfiring, this person is stalking you, this person is trying to find creative ways to get to you and all this other shit. And, you know, some people, it was hitmen being hired. Excuse me. There was a lot of shit going on. And it's crazy because we hear about shit like this in the movies, you know what I'm saying? Like this is some real movie shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, most of the time you don't hear about shit like this in the real world. Not all at once happening to one person, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I guess hold on. Woo. Woo. I think I had something in my eye. Anyway, it's like this. It's like there was, oh, you know what I want to do? You know what? Okay, so like I was saying, like, you know, it's crazy how this shit work out and how all this shit keep happening and shit like that, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a what I want to do is I want to play a recording of a reading that I got back in 2018, right? That's for me, that's when all this spiritual warfare started, 2018, right? And the very first reading that I got from someone, well, matter of fact, one of the very first readings that I got from someone, it was this reading, okay? And I'm gonna play it, you know what I'm saying? But I had got multiple readings. Like, I had this one lady do a reading from me. She was like, yeah, told me that the person who was doing spell work on me was 40 years old. They was doing spell work. They were married and all of this other stuff. And, you know, they were already married and all of this and shit. Oh, good. And she was asking me, like, what did this person want with me and all of that. And honestly, I just didn't know, you know. And then at the time, I didn't even pay it that much attention. I didn't take it that serious. It is what it is. Then I had another practitioner who told me, like, yeah, just do egg cleaning or whatever, egg cleansing. I did that several times, and that shit got old. But I thought it wasn't working. But the thing was is that the person kept doing the magic so much. Like, whoever's been doing the magic, they've been doing it night and day, night and day, night and day, like all day, every day. Like, this person can't have a life on some real shit, you know? But another thing is like yeah, this person was doing this shit like clockwork, like night and day, just kept doing it. You know what I'm saying? Expecting like the different results and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, like, you know. But the thing was is that this person, like, you know, they was getting off, they were laughing, like, whenever I was tired, or, you know what I'm saying? Well, today I got a download where it was like, it had to do with their ability. Right? It had to do with their ability. Now that it's come out, I can break it down and I can tell you, you know, what this ability is, okay? So, the energy, like the person that you're doing spiritual warfare with, or who's doing spiritual warfare against you, they have this way of doing suggestive thoughts. It's like their ability or what they're doing is based off movies. Everything is based off a movie. The one that they use against you is called Inception. I don't know if you ever seen Inception or whatever, but basically what they're doing is they're implanting ideas into your subconscious mind and trying to make it seem like that you're coming up with that idea so that you do what they really want you to do. Okay? Now, the way that this works is in the 5 a.m. Club, the book I was telling you about, right? So basically how it works is like this, like in your subconscious mind, the way that it works is that you give your subconscious mind a command and you leave it at that. And then next thing you know, you start having a flood of thoughts. And then after you have those flood of thoughts, your body get to working or acting on something. So for example, like, let's say that you want to do 100 push-ups, right? Before you go to bed that night, or when you wake up in the morning, you just tell yourself, you know, I want you to do 100 push-ups today. And you just leave it like that. It may sound pointless or thoughtless or whatever, but then your mind gets to thinking about it, how to go about it. Then after a while, you start learning, like, okay, well, if I do it, maybe you start rationalizing it, and then without even thinking, you start doing it. You see what I'm saying? Well, it's the same way. So if you ever felt like you were like stuck, or if you were like staring out in space, or if you felt like you were just, you know what I'm saying? That's the distraction, so that they can implant shit into your subconscious mind to get you to do certain shit that they want you to do. You see what I'm saying? It's a big mind game. A big mind fuck is what it is, okay? I wasn't gonna say anything, you know what I'm saying? But and now that I got this download, like, it kind of changed a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put it like this. They probably got the idea from you, okay? Like, I don't know if they've been spying on you or gang stalking you or whatever. You could have been on social media. You could be clairaudient like me and just hear them, and you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But anytime you spoke up about what was going on and you spoke your truth about the people who were involved that was going on, and it hurt their feelings, they thought about that shit all day long, all day and all night. It never left this person's mind. So this person was like, well, I'm going to do to them what they did to me, right? And then that's when this shit started happening. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, if you are out here speaking your truth, keep speaking your fucking truth. You don't have to water that shit down. Don't water that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know one reader was talking about, oh, I should, you know, stop smoking and I sound aggressive. No, you don't. You don't sound aggressive at all. You know what? I should have tagged her in this. But if you ever get a chance, check out Move of Gold. I like her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, no, don't water that shit down. The way that she's been delivering her messages was for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people out here who want to say what she says, the way she says doing it. And just listening to her, it makes people feel like that she's speaking to them and standing up for it makes you feel like she's actually standing up for you. You know what I'm saying? So when you speak your truth, if you know, if you are one of the ones with a platform or whatever it may be, social media or whatever, however spirit to, you know, however the Holy Spirit had you say that shit, say that shit. Say it. Fuck who feelings come out. If you have to yell it out, whatever, let that be that. You know why? Because you want to make sure that your words are felt. They already gonna feel that truth, but they really gonna feel your energy behind that truth. And that right there is what's gonna make them stop what they fucking doing. And that's what's gonna make them start thinking about the shit that they've been doing all over again. So if they are in regret, it's because you voiced your opinion in a strong way. And you didn't have no doubts, none of that shit about what happened. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, thank God for people like Move of Gold, because of some real shit. Like, there's no telling how many people out here would have voiced their opinion, but they would have said it so polite and nobody would have took it serious. You see what I'm saying? Readers like her, and there's quite a few other readers out here, like when they put that oomph behind what they have to say, when they put that flame behind it, that fire, once you know what I'm saying, once you get loud with them, once you know what I'm saying, letting them know what's what, guess what? They want to play victim. They want to back off. They want to hide. Because you got to understand that these people are operating in the dark. That's what's going on here. These people are acting off in the dark. The light is what's going to expose them. The more truth you tell, the more shit is going to be clicking for other people who's watching. Because in order for this game to be funny to them, they need an audience. You see what I'm saying? They need an audience. You don't. They do. And in order to play victim, what are you going to do? You're going to have somebody watch or be the witness in order for you to play victim. Who do you know play victim by themselves? Depressed people. That's who. Now, if it ain't no witness, you know what I'm saying? Nah, they need a witness. They need witnesses. They need motherfuckers around to validate themselves, to authenticate themselves. You see what I'm saying? You don't need that shit. But when you speak the truth and that truth come out, you see what I'm saying? And it's on their ass. Matter of fact, when you speak, look, God is blessing it where when you speak your truth, it is like a sword that cuts them deeply. Why? Because they never did the shadow work to get the power that they have. That's why it's important to do shadow work. You see what I'm saying? If you don't do the shadow work and you just got power and shit like that, this is what happened. This is part of what happened. These people are being made, are being demonstrated against. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be these people, the people who are doing magic against you, their intent was to put you on display to make it seem like this is what happened if you don't play ball, right? God switched that around. This is what happens when you try to, you know what I'm saying, do the bullshit you doing to somebody who's spiritually protected or spiritually sound, or who did the groundwork that you were afraid to do, who fought with their inner demons day and fucking night. You know what I'm saying? You fought with your demons day and fucking night. And if you haven't, you will. You will. You know what I'm saying? You will. It ain't gonna be no shit where it's just like, you know, you just got, you know, God just woke up and just gave you power. No. You have to do work for that shit. And this person, whoever this is, whoever these people are, whatever this family, this group is involved with, it's not going to last. Remember I told you about the season of Daniel? Do you remember what Daniel told the king about his dream? Because the king had a dream about a man, a statue. The top was gold. The ears were like ivory. And then, you know, it was like the precious metals was at the top. And as it goes down, there were less and less precious metals. There was like tin and aluminum and clay and shit like that for the feet and arms and, for the legs and stuff. And the statue fell over. And, you know what I'm saying? The king didn't know what it meant. Matter of fact, I believe this was the dream that he didn't even tell the Magi and the, you know, Sadducees and all the people who were divining for him what the dream was, because he figured, you're psychic, you should already know what my dream is and what it's about. You see what I'm saying? Guess what though? They wanted to know what the dream was. They needed hints. They needed clues. That right there lets you know that these people, like, you know, people like that, guess what? They're fake. They're not real, like, psychics or really ordained for this shit. You are. You are. That's the difference. They got their power by going to school. Daniel was called to this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was selected. The other ones, they thought it was just cool. They thought it was fun. They thought this is, you know what I'm saying? They thought it was just a game. They doing this shit for hobby. They doing this shit for power. They doing this shit for fame. They doing it for clout. But when the moment of truth came through and the real test came through, guess what? You fucking failed. You failed. You fail individually and collectively. You fail. And that's exactly what's going on with these people. These people doing spiritual warfare against you, they're failing. They are failing. When you, and it, like I said, and not just that, that's what the dream represented. It represented like when the kingdom first started, it was this beautiful kingdom. It was strong. It was solid. Nice economy. You know what I'm saying? It had to do with the leadership. The leadership was like gold. But as time and generations went on, it became spoiled like clay. The moment that these people who were doing spiritual work on you got power was the moment that that group became sullied and spoiled and rotten. Because, well, the moment that they did that spell work on you and doing the spell work on all these other people out here, the moment that they started abusing their powers and stuff like that, guess what? They began to ruin, rot, and decay the organization or whatever group that they were in. Because let's be real, they probably already had money. They probably already had fame. They probably already had the best this or the best that. They probably already had it. But they didn't do the inner work. The inner work would have made them more appreciative of what they had. It would have made them grateful for what they had. It would have made them happy for what they had. You see what I'm saying? That right there is proof that inner work supersedes outer work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Inner work, the inner work. If you are happy within, it doesn't matter what happens outside of you, because you still have some degree of happiness. You see what I'm saying? They didn't do this spell work. I mean, they didn't do that work for it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't do that. So as a result, they're not happy with the power that they have. They're not happy with the gifts. They're not happy with their money. They're not happy with their spouses. They're not happy with their lives, their kids. There is just a whole bunch of unhappiness. They got into spell work to be happy. You see what I'm saying? To be happy. But it was just like Socrates said. If your happiness is derived on something tangible, like, say, like honor, when there's no one around you to perceive you as being honorable, does that mean that you're sad? Will that depress you? Will that make you sad? And do you deserve to be in that place or that space? That's, you know what I'm saying? What you derive your happiness in is what's going to dictate. Like, you have to derive your happiness within, on yourself. You have to take control of your own power by learning how to make yourself happy. Okay? By conquering your inner demons, coming to terms with shit, right? The reason being is because, like I said, if your happiness is derived on other people, when those other people leave out of your life, your happiness walks away with them. When you ain't got if your happiness is in money, when you're broke, you're not happy. You know what I'm saying? Your happiness goes, you're spending your happiness. You know what I'm saying? Your happiness was spent. If it's in sex, when you get STDs, or you know what I'm saying, or you go celibate, or you can't find nobody to have sex with no more, what happens? Your happiness goes right out the window with that. So what do you truly build your happiness on is the question. What do you truly build happiness on? It has to be your virtue. It has to be who you really are. You know what I mean? And once you derive your happiness within, like, you start developing that self-love. That's what that happiness comes from. If your happiness is derived on your self-love and your capacity to love yourself, despite being broke, despite not having certain things, despite this, there's nothing that can really stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that will be able to steal or rob you of your true power, your essence. You see what I'm saying? People can steal from you. They can imitate you. You know what I'm saying? All they want. They can regurgitate the information you speak. They can regurgitate what I'm telling you right now. They can regurgitate it. But if you ain't living it, it's going to come out. Right? It's going to come out. If you faking the funk, it's only a matter of time before it comes out. That's why I said, like, at one point it was kind of like bothering me about it, but now it's like, you 9 times out of 10, if somebody is copying or whatever, they're gonna copy something that they can't live themselves. If you ain't living it, it's gonna show. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't living it, it's gonna show. So why should I be worried about that? I shouldn't. They are only gonna expand my message out into the people who really needs to hear it, which is people within their group that, you know what I'm saying, came to with the intentions to not like you, or not like me, or not like someone, only to get a piece of healing that they wasn't expecting. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I said, with Daniel, you know, he had divine foresight. You know, he had divine sight. And he told exactly what the dream meant. He said, look, the way that the kingdom is going right now, you heading to destruction. That's what's going on. Everybody else was scared to tell the king that, because the thing is that when you told the king bad news, what happened? You were killed. You were killed for it. That's another thing. Do you honestly think that they are willing to die for what they believe in? Or you honestly think they are willing to die to have this divine gift? Do you, like, let's say, for example, you're Daniel, which you are, and they are the Magi or the Magi. They're coming, they're trying to make it right, or try to, you know what I'm saying, try to find out this and that, and try to, you know, appease a king, right? That's what they're trying to do. And they know what it means, or they may not know what it means. But you know one thing they're doing their best not to do? Relay bad news. Everybody know that when you are divining, you're gonna have some good news, you're gonna have some bad news. If you can't handle that, you don't need to be anywhere. Like, if you can't handle giving good and bad news, or if you're afraid to give bad news, you don't need any spiritual gifts or powers. Because guess what? That shit come with bad news. Clairaudient, you gonna hear something you don't want to hear. Clairvoyant, you gonna see some shit you don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? Clairsentient, you gonna feel shit you don't want to feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Shit you can't get rid of, shit you can't detach from. You know, yeah, it's like that. You know? But, like, you know, and then, you know, like I said, like, that's how you know the fake from the real. The fake, they gonna water it down. They gonna say, oh yeah, this is how it is, and you know, this and that, to make you feel good and make you want to come back, and you know what I'm saying? Because we all love good news. But what if there's something important that you need to know to keep from destroying yourself? Now you got somebody out here watering shit down and shit, and you're not even, you know what I'm saying? That's not helping you. That's not helping you. So, yeah. In the next video, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make it where, where you can hear the reading that I had got. And this is back in 2018, and all of this shit that happened then is happening now, okay? And yes, you know, it did have something to do with, you know, inheritance. For me, it has something to do with inheritance, with the house that I had purchased. Somebody didn't think I deserved it, you know what I'm saying? Not just that, somebody else wanted it, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I didn't know at the time. But instead of being real men or real women about it, you know what I'm saying? You know, all it took at that time was just like, hey, like, you know, I really was trying to get this house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, see if I would have sold it to them, or just told me like, yo, this used to be my grandmother's house and we was trying to get it or whatever. And, you know, you outbidded us, you know, we wanted to know if we could just pay you the money or whatever for it and just buy it off your hands. And then at that time, it was like, oh, okay, all right, you know, even if it was a lie, okay, all right, no big deal. What's so hard about that? But instead, someone, no, I'm gonna make them an example. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was crazy, man. But everything that I went through, I'm hearing in the like different readings, even the cards I pull, you know, I've been seeing a lot of the stuff coming back up where it's like the people who was doing it, dishing it out, are starting to receive karma for it, and it's starting to happen. And it's starting to happen in crazy ways. Like I know one person, they got like one person, you know, and this ain't really the gossip, but it's kind of one of those things that took me off guard, where it was like, there's a person out here with an STD. You know what I'm saying? And at one point, they were going around sleeping with like strippers and prostitutes, both men and women, for themselves trying to take vengeance. I mean, not vengeance, but, well, maybe it is vengeance into their own hands, like justice in their own hands. Trying to find anybody that they could give it to, you know what I'm saying? Because they mad that they got it themselves. So they just been out here spreading the shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, one thing, the vibe that I picked up from this person is like, yeah, this person is going to jail, or this person will be incarcerated. I had a lot of readers say a lot of stuff about what was going to happen in prison, but the download that I got from it was that this person isn't going to go get the shot or try to heal themselves. They not going to try to heal themselves. And the reason why they're not trying to heal themselves is because when they get sentenced, or when they do go to prison or whatever, they want it to be where they have something so that they don't have to go to general population. You know what I'm saying? This person's trying to stay out of general pop. You know what I'm saying? Because the charges against them more than likely gonna be like pedophilia and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or sex trafficking or something like real foul and fucked up. And they know what's coming for them. So they trying to, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is that, like, another thing is like, this person, even though this person has been using like black magic and it has, you know, backfired and stuff like that, another part of them like losing it isn't just spirits that they summoned that backfire, but it has to do with this STD. Whether you believe it or not, STDs is STDs is mind altering. Okay? It's mind altering. You know, so yeah. And also, you know, I'm from that city that had like lead poisoning and shit like that, so that could play a role too. So if this person was affected by that lead water on top of, you know, this STD, which is mind altering, guess what? Yeah, that mind gonna be playing tricks on them. You know what I'm saying? This person wasn't like that when this lead water shit started though. This is some new shit, and you know what I'm saying? So don't all that, oh well, it was the lead water. No, motherfucker, they tested your ass and you passed. You didn't have the lead. You didn't have it. You didn't have it. So don't be trying to lie about that shit now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, and the king made Daniel a really rich man after that. So like I said, like all of this shit, like they try to sweep you under the rug, they try to do all that. There's somebody in power, or somebody possibly power, prestige, or influence that's been watching this shit happen. Okay? Quiet as it's kept. Somebody's been keeping an eye on this shit. Okay? And somebody, like, I keep hearing that like somebody want to work with you. That could be true, but I get a different vibe. I get the vibe that whoever is watching, they're really shocked at how this shit turned out. Okay? They're shocked about it. So for those of you who are just starting to go through this, I'm just gonna let you know, like, you will win. Those of you who are in the middle of this, you know, you're going through, like, you know, the confusion and the conflict, or, you know what I'm saying, all that spill work, stuff like that. Look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be upfront with you, like, I prayed a lot. I prayed a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, my thing is like, this is like, you're gonna succeed. You're gonna supersede your own expectation. You are enough, okay? You were made for this shit. You were just specifically designed to handle this load, this shit that's going on here, okay? It may not feel like it, okay? There's gonna be times you're gonna break down, you're gonna cry, you're gonna wish that this wasn't you, you're gonna feel isolated, you're gonna feel alone, you're gonna experience a whole lot of emotions, okay? But there's something that I want you to know that I wish somebody had told me when I first started all of this journey here. God will break you to make you enough, okay? I heard that from a pastor who told us about how his son broke his leg. I never forget this sermon. When I was going through all of this, I was listening to a lot of sermons, okay? And he said that his son just kept standing on it, kept working at it, trying to, get it to heal and all of that and stuff like that. But long story short, he was saying like that broken bone was made stronger because it had broken and had to heal. You know what I'm saying? And when in the Bible, Jesus had the 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. Is that right? I want to say, yeah, 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. That wasn't enough for everybody out there until Jesus broke the bread, until Jesus broke it in half. It wasn't until he broke it in half that it was made enough for everybody to have plenty. Okay? Now, you're going to go, like, if you're new to the spiritual warfare, or if you're in the middle of it, you're going to be broken a lot. But this is only to make you enough for what God needs you for. Okay? Don't give up. If you're going to cry, fucking cry. Cry it out. Cry it all fucking out. Okay? But don't give up. Get back up and get back at it. Okay? Because the only thing that's going to get you out of this is you and God. That's it. But you're going to be repeatedly broken and made enough. Like, I've been going through this every day nonstop for, I would say, about 4 years. I was conscious of it. I was conscious of it 4 years. 365 days a year. Morning, noon, night. Morning, noon, night. Morning, noon, night. Over and over and over again. There was times that I did break down. There was times that I did wish that, it was over. There was times that I did want other shit to, someone to come in and help me or save me, or give me some kind of clue or hint, But it never happened. It didn't happen until I started praying and I started asking God, until I, started really developing my connection with God. Then over time, whatever karma I was supposed to pay, I paid that off in full. You know what I'm saying? And after that, it became excessive. And after that, he just started giving me all kind of gifts. He opened the storehouse for me to have all kinds of gifts, right? And another thing is that this spiritual warfare shit, it ran in my family, okay? My uncle went through this, okay? And he ended up committing suicide. He ended up killing himself over it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how my uncles got over it. And then again, it happened on the other side of the family, my dad's side of the family. You know what I'm saying? Where it was also an uncle who went through that shit or whatever. And I believe that somebody that my dad was messing with in the past also tried to do like spell work on him too, But either way, I was implanted into this family because one of my parents was a Heyoka, an empath. okay? And the other one was born narcissistic, okay? Well, not born narcissistic, but became narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? And they had me. And here I am, you know, and one thing that I did pray for was that this be the end of it in both sides of this family and this lineage. And that's what I suffered for. You know what I'm saying? You'll have to find what you're worth fighting for. You'll have to find something worth fighting for in your situation. You'll have to find something worth being tired and drugged through the mud for in your circumstance, situation. But I didn't want my kids to go through this. I didn't want my grandkids to go through this. I want this to die with me. And that's why the warfare is so intense for me at this time. You see what I'm saying? I want it to die with me. And so, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, you know, in my prayers, I just prayed to God, like, you know, let me eat the soup now so that my children or the rest of the lineage can eat the steak later. I got what I asked for. You know, even now, you know, they gon' like, I can't stop them from doing spell work. I can't stop them to run into their candles. I can't stop them from throwing graveyard dirt and all that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't stop it. But I sure the fuck to pray on that shit. I've been getting results. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna take some time. So if you do have outstanding karma, make that shit right with God. You know what I'm saying? Pay that karmic debt off. You know what I'm saying? After that, you know, develop your personal connection with God. Don't run from your karma though. You know, because that's exactly what this spirit, the people who's doing spell work towards you, that's what they're doing. They're trying to run from their karma. They figure if they keep fighting with you, it'll prolong the karma, or they'll be able to send the dark karma your way so that you can deal with it, or you can deal with it too. You see what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where, like, if, you know, they would try to, like, infiltrate my energy and make me think about them or something that they've done to get me upset. And then they'll start sending all kind of, like, reversal spells and mirror magics and shit like that, you know, just to, you know what I'm saying, just to try to send that shit back to me and shit. So then I got to the point where it was just like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on me to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't, you know, my thing is like, this is like, one thing about this warfare is like, yeah, definitely a confession. Confession definitely helped, okay? Like, I would say, like, the most powerful thing that I've ever done in my life was talk to God and openly confess everything that I've ever done in my life. You know, and I, you know, like, growing up as a kid, yeah, I grew up in the church and stuff like that. But it was like, you know, I just didn't take it that serious until now. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff made sense, you know, because, like, it wasn't that I strayed from church. Because I'm always, you know what I'm saying, Christian, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I had to see what other knowledge was out there. I don't know why, but yeah, it was like, you know, I had to see opposing viewpoints. And I did that. I did the opposing viewpoint, and, you know, that was just that. You know, it was all research, you know. So when it comes to religion and spirituality, I have been studying this shit for like, since I was like 15, 16 years old. You know what I mean? But not super strenuous where it's like I know everything there is to know about one religion, or I know everything. No, it was never nothing like that. It was just that I learned about it. I examined, you know, whatever questions I had, I looked it up, you know, found out about it. And then, you know, I just kind of moseyed on over to something else, you know. But yeah, like I said, I need to get back on the road, get back working. But yeah, I just want you to stick and stay in there, and if nobody else tell you, you know, you are doing an excellent job. You know what I'm saying? You got this shit. You know, it don't feel like it, but it's not supposed to feel like you got this shit. Okay? And that's how I know you got this shit. If you feel like you don't got this shit, that's how I know you got this shit. You know why? Because I used to feel like that shit too. Like, oh fuck, you know. It was times I didn't want to get up. I just wanted to sleep, man. It was crazy, man. But, you know, I bounced back, you know what I'm saying? You know, I prayed hard. I was persevering. You know, I persevered, adapted to the situation, and I overcame it, you know. I was like, you know, I can't just live my life laying in the bed all day. I can't live my life being taken care of by a woman, you know, or doing this or doing that, you know. But the vibe that I get is that there's getting ready to be a spiritual revolution, a spiritual civil war with this group. Because, like I said, there was a lot of people who put spill work. There was quite a few people in this group that put spill work on each other. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of one of those things where it's like there's a hierarchy, and the people up under you better do what you say, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's more than just, you know, yeah, it's a lot of shit going on, man. I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about, I'm almost at the hour mark, but the last thing I wanted to talk about was like there's like when you're on your journey, you're gonna feel uncertain a lot. Okay, there's gonna be a lot of uncertainty. There's gonna be a lot of conflicting or opposing viewpoints to consider. Okay, it's gonna be like there's gonna be a lot of information presented to you at one time to contradict, you know what I'm saying, to like pull you in this direction and that. There's gonna be a lot of pulling back and forth in different directions and stuff, right? All I can say is trust your instincts to the best of your ability, and usually your first mind is right. So trust your first mind. Most of the time, when I went with my first mind and I was wrong, I still landed in a position better than where I was at. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. Like I said, you were made for all of this shit, right? All right. The next phase is to be discussed. But, yeah, I did want to pull a card. Let's see what they don't see coming. Let's see. Reveal to us what the enemy don't see coming. Okay. Hell no. Okay. So what the enemy don't see coming is that they're losing their strength. They are. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Okay. So I got the Sun card in the reverse. That's them losing their strength. Okay. There is someone out here who's losing their nerve, okay? The light that was in them, or it's like they may be trying to drain you or try to drain your light or whatever it may be, but the vibe that I get is that they're like, it's a lot of stuff that they're trying to keep hidden. Financially, you're going to start recovering. 5 of Pentacles out here. And also the Knight of Swords is out here. So yeah, it looks like somebody's gonna rush in to try to drain you when you're like you know how your money is gonna start getting right, whatever. Somebody's gonna rush in and try to drain you or try to get you to be more pessimistic than normal, okay? So, you know, make sure you take a day off and do your favorite shit. Like, you know, shit that you don't normally get to do during the week. Like, say if it's like candy, like me, I like chocolate. Matter of fact, I think I might go give me some chocolate in a minute. But yeah, just do your favorite shit. That's another thing that got me by with this spiritual warfare. Like when I got real stressed out and I was, anxious, depressive energy and stuff like that, and I wanted to go off, and I've been swearing all day, and I've been calling them all kind of bitches and hoes and all this other shit all day. What really drawing me back in, it was that one thing that always drew me back in, and that was taking a bath. Like after a long day, I would just go. I would get in the bath, and there was some affirmations that that's another thing. I want to pass some affirmations off to you guys. One, this is just where you are right now, okay? So remember I told you that God breaks you to make you enough? This is just where you are right now, okay? And then two, it's like hold on just a second, let me think. Right now I got some shit trying to interfere with my mind. Just so, you know how that go. People be like, oh, see, we got them to, and it's like, bitch, you got an STD. See? You know what I mean? Like, see, you living in a life way worse than what I have to live in. Anyway, like I said, do your own inner healing work. You know what I'm saying? And take pride in conquering your demons. Not everybody can do that. You were called for this shit. And I don't know if, for me, I was called to this shit for generational curses. Okay? My family was robbed of a lot of shit because of generational curses. I had a great grandfather who had interactions with somebody who, a voodoo practitioner down in Louisiana. And he ran up, he ran north. Okay? Like, dealing with spiritual warfare runs in my family. It runs in my family. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be the generation that breaks the curse. You know what I'm saying? To the best of my ability. Here I am. Here I am. Alright. So, I love you guys. I'll catch up with you guys later. I'm going to post this video. I'm going to get on the road, post this video. The next video after I stop, which will be in it'll be a while before I stop. It's gonna be that video. Matter of fact, I believe I'm gonna try to do both of them right now while I'm stopped. I want you guys to hear that video or hear that recording of a reading that I got. All right, love y'all all. Catch up with y'all later. Peace.